So this is one hell of a spot. We're just enjoying the view of the loch, listening to the water lap up against the edge. Last time we were here it was midwinter, so we couldn't do this at all. I was quite concerned with it being a forest that we'd be harassed by the bugs, but there's been nothing at all. It's been amazing. Really looking forward to tomorrow, but I think our weather window might be over and there's some rain forecast, so that might scupper our plans of having a fire, but either way I think it should be a good few nights at this place. So we'll let you know shortly what that's about.
It's lovely to be able to see the spot like in a different season. I'm sure Fraser said before, but obviously we were here in the winter. It's a completely different vibe. The dogs get to be outside. We're so lucky that there's no bugs, and it's just nice to be able to have the door open and have a chilled evening in the van and be outside.
So we're in the middle of the woodland, and some of the park rangers popped by earlier just to check on us and remind us that you can't have any fires here. And then it was not long after that they'd been passed that a guy in a pickup truck from one of the estates just flew in and was like, he's seeing smoke up in the hill. So I'm just going to pop the drone up and just check that we haven't got like a bit of a situation on our hands.
Hold point updated.
Well, this is quite clearly Bear's new favourite position in the van, hanging out the flare window. He's done it a few times now, absolutely loves watching the world go by. I've just sent the drone back up and it doesn't look like the smoke's getting any worse, so hopefully we can sleep with a peace of mind that we're not going to get engulfed with a forest fire tonight. Excuse you. I think we're going to enjoy the last moments of the evening, chill out a bit, and then start it all again tomorrow. Well, that was a great evening by the loch, but now it's time to find somewhere a bit wilder. So we've left the Kengels National Park, heading south along the A9, which is the main road that runs past there. We've now cut away, heading west, and we're going through some of the rural highlands, which is really great to see. So the weather has completely changed, but to be honest, you don't come to Scotland for the sunshine, you come here for the dramatic weather and the moody skyline. So that's us, left the tarmac and we are heading up into the hills. We've reached the plateau of the mountain, so now it's just a case of finding somewhere to camp.
Put me on the altar 'cause you can't be tamed. Silence underneath your flame. Cut the cords around me as I speak your name. It's never gonna be the same. Even though I loved you, it was all in vain. And now I gotta break away. Put me in the water, tell me I'm renamed. Higher self-reclaimed.
this is our very own piece of paradise, high up in the Loch Lomond National Park.
Oh, summertime, you drive me crazy. I can feel my body shaking, shedding all the fear you gave me. I don't know why I've been here waiting.
Well, there's not much more you can do on a day like this apart from eat and drink, but we absolutely love having this awning. We probably use this way more than any other time because you can just open it ever so slightly, and it just means that you can keep the sliding door open and then just enjoy the view with the rain coming down. Yeah, decent bit of kit this. But hopefully there's a break in the rain shortly and then we can get a fire on the go. So now the rain stopped, we thought we'd go for a little explore of the area before all the midges arrive for the evening. You quite ready?
Sorted? It's been so long since we've actually been out in the wilderness and kind of feeling desolate, and we've really felt like we've needed that. So it's just great just to be out again and just kind of far away from everything.
Yeah, it's been nice to be away from a lay-by, which is most of the options in Scotland, so we'll let you know how this place works in a little while. So the midges are out in force already, and you can wear all the sprays and creams, but they just end up going into your hair and eating away at your scalp. So unless you've got one of those midgie nets on, you've got no hope. So it's the downfall of the rain stopping now. But I think this is all part of some hydro network for the electricity board. But the dogs are suitably wet now, so they probably take about 3 weeks to dry off. But let's get back to the van and away from these biters. So we've been inside for a couple of hours avoiding the midges, but we heard from a local Scotsman that the best thing to tackle them is a fire. So we've got a fire pit that we've not used before, so let's give it a go. So I'm no bush craftsman by any stretch of the imagination, but one thing's for sure is I absolutely love to build a fire. And this thing's brand new, can't believe we haven't used it yet. When we're in the Arctic, on the Isle of Seyland actually, was the last time we had a decent fire, and they had their own fire pit, so didn't need to use it. So let's see how this goes.
Well, some of us are outside playing with all their toys. I'm the one that's inside, and as much as Fraser takes a mick out of me saying I'm the, well, glorified house cat along with Womble, somebody's got to make the dinner around here. So it's one of our favourites. It's just pesto pasta, but I like to zhuzh it up a little bit of bacon, mushrooms, pine nuts, all that good stuff. And let's face it, anything with a bit of rocket sprinkled on top always makes it look a little bit fancy.
Oh, I shouldn't have met you. I shouldn't have left you.
Well, the wind's dying down and it looks like the midges coming out thick and fast, so we better get this on the go quickly.
Slow down, there's nothing to get you. Can always turn it around. Oh, I shouldn't have met you. I only let you down. All night in your bedroom. thoughts were thinking loud.
So this is probably one of the most private and rural places that we've camped in Scotland, and probably the UK, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think it's probably time that we explain what this is, and what it is basically a private estate. And the reason we've ended up on a private estate is because there's a bit of misconception on the whole right to roam in Scotland. A lot of people think that you can just basically do what you want, but I don't want to go into the complete ins and outs of it, but basically it's on foot or camping in a tent, essentially. So it doesn't mean that you can take your vehicle into the outback and camp like this wherever you want. It's all under lock and key. All the tracks are gated off, and even if you did find somewhere, you're going to get moved on. So I was busy researching, and I thought, you know, what's the next best thing? And luckily came across this place, and it's £30 per vehicle for the evening, and you've got 8 kilometres of wild track that you can drive up and basically choose your spot. I think there's only another 2 or 3 campers up here tonight, and it's Saturday night. So that's not bad for peak summer and, you know, in the Scottish Highlands. And besides the midges, which seem to have calmed down now, it's a really cool spot. But I think that is surprised me how well that's doing, and I think it's about time to get the marshmallows.
You don't have to ask me twice to get marshmallows.
Marshmallows?
Slow down, there's nothing to get you, can always turn it around. Oh, I shouldn't have met you, I only let you down. All night, in your bedroom, my thoughts were thinking loud. Oh, I shouldn't have met you, I shouldn't have left you.
So this is the first time we've been to Scotland during the summer months, and it's been great to be up here, but I think for me, in the winter is my preference. It's so much more dramatic, it's obviously quieter, you're not getting harassed by the bugs, which we have struggled with, but what about you?
The bugs have been rather pesky. I mean, I'm generally quite smug. When we're in Europe, I'm not normally the one that's getting bitten. However, they have absolutely made up for all of the times where I've managed to take the mick out of him because he's the one being bitten, because they have loved me. But absolutely agree with Fraser. In the winter, it will always have my heart. It's moody. The seas are rough and the clouds are dark, and I don't know. There's something really special about Scotland in the winter when it just has that drama, as Fraser said. That is just something a little bit more special.
Yeah, I think when you visit a location and you have only ever experienced it in a certain season, like the winter, it's hard to come back in another season because it's totally different. It's not what you have this picture in your head of what that location is. So it's been rewiring our expectations of, well, I think for me, we've just heard so much about the midges, and we've been very anxious about coming up here for the midges. And as I said earlier in the video, they are no joke. They do harass you, and yeah, it definitely stifles what could be a perfect experience. So.
And also, don't forget, like, we've obviously thought about horseflies, but we got taught today that they're actually called clegs. I've never heard about them being called clegs before, but yeah. Okay. Must be clegs. That lady wouldn't teach us something wrong.
Yeah, there's a lot out here trying to get you, but I can only imagine, or I can't imagine what it would be like going to Australia where everything wants to kill you. This is nothing compared to that. No. So we wouldn't survive there at all.
So at the moment we're up in Scotland just for a little window. As probably a lot of people know that now have watched some of the videos, Bear's been going through chemo. So he is currently very much enjoying the window up there in between coming out for his little walks. So we are back down south this week for Bear's next chemo session.
Yeah.
And then what comes after that?
Well, it's a bit of a secret where we're heading next. We've got a couple of months down south in somewhere that we're really excited to visit. That's all I can say right now. And then probably from September onwards is when we're really going to hit the road again properly. And we may head back up to Scotland and go out to the Outer Hebrides, or, you know, just
enjoy a bit of our own back garden for a little bit. I think we want to make sure that we've kind of wrapped everything up here like we need to. Obviously, we're expecting Bear to kind of finish chemo in kind of late September time. And then obviously at the moment, the boy is our priority. So that will be what kind of, well, governs what we do. But everything going well, we are ready to get us, the van and the boys back on the road as soon as possible.
Go ahead. Long-term plans is we want to head back to the Arctic because that was one of the best locations we've ever been to. It was so much fun. It was such an experience. It's out of this world, and yeah, we can't wait to go back there.
Oh, absolutely. We loved it. It was everything we expected to be and nothing that we did. So very much looking forward to going back to the Arctic. But as Fraser said, we are going to probably end up back up here or in Ireland. So of course, if you've got any suggestions, any places where we can be off-roading or kind of like this, be in estates where we can kind of get off the main road, any advice or suggestions we'll absolutely take.
Yeah, 100%. Right, you hogging those marshmallows?